on, you guys. So Keith One Time Thurman comes out and tries to justify the price tag on his upcoming pay-per-view with Mario Barrios. He was on Behind the Gloves with Michelle Joy Phelps doing an interview, and she asked the controversial question about the pay-per-view price, because, let's be honest, a lot of boxing fans been talking about it and scratching their head as to why do we got to pay $75 to watch a guy that we haven't seen in 3 years coming off a loss. And, of course, Keith Thurman, in traditional Keith Thurman fashion, came out saying something to the effect, oh, well, you pay $80 for groceries and things ain't the same price as they used to be, and you pay about $40 for water in your refrigerator, and even a pack of gum isn't 25 cents anymore, and all this shit, right? But dude, why do boxing fans got to pay $75 to see you fight? See, he don't really have a real answer for that, because he knows that back in the day, he was the guy that was saying, I don't want to be on pay-per-view. I want to fight on free TV for the fans. Boy, have things changed since those days. Keith Thurman isn't a proven pay-per-view draw. Actually, most of these guys aren't. And yet, this is what they're giving us. And trying to sell the illusion that it's a great card. To who? To who? To who? Keith Thurman's coming off a loss. The main event. The star of the show coming off a loss. Damn near 3-year layoff. Mario Barrios coming off a loss. How many months he been out since that loss? Quite some time, right? Not to mention this is his first time at that weight class. Leo Santa Cruz, the guy that's on the co-main, coming off a loss. We haven't seen him quite some time since the knockout to Tank 2. Two of the guys on the card got knocked out by Tank Davis. Keenan Carbonhall, I don't know if he coming off a loss. I don't know what he been doing, right? Josecito Lopez, Abel Ramos, a good fight on paper, right? It's a good journeyman type fight, right? I'm not going to say that's a bad matchup. It's a good matchup, but is it... When last time we seen Josecito, Riverside Rocky? When last time we seen him? Was it Keith Thurman? I can't even remember. I honestly can't remember. I could be wrong, right? I know it wasn't Keith Thurman. It can't be Keith Thurman. That was a long time ago since we seen Riverside Rocky. I know he fought before that, right? After that. Then Abel Ramos. Last time I vividly remember seeing him was that fight with Ugas. And that was like 2.5, 3 years ago. I don't remember seeing him. The thing is, people, they don't give us enough of these guys to where we, and then when you do see them, they're on pay-per-view. You got to pay to see them. And then they try to shame you, right? They try to shame fans from not buying. They know what boxing fans are talking about. They know boxing fans are talking about boycotting. But then you got another group of fans who's all in with it. And I think those type of guys are the problem. Because boxing fans need to be on the same page. You got a group of fans that want to show off, acting like they ballers and paying for some goofy ass shit. You a damn fool. I am not. N-O-T, not about to pay for some shit that I do not want. Just send me your motherfucking money then. If you're willing to give away $65, send it this way. I'll put on a motherfucking show. I'll find something to do. Give me that motherfucking $75. Because at least you see me every motherfucking day, right? You get some of Bushido boxing every day. I'm not inactive. I'm a pretty active guy. I'm pretty active here. Right? But what really set things off for your boy Bushido, though, and I've been partially woke, right? I've been woke and I be paying attention to things. But what really set it off was the Tim Smith shit, man. Them suits, man, they really tried to shame us from them giving out poor products. You gotta give the consumer what they want. Y'all haven't been giving us what we want. And fans speaking their Their voices, they're speaking out on this type of stuff, and these dudes want to try to shame us for it. Then you got a group of fans who will co-sign with these guys. Oh, well, yeah, I'll buy the pay-per-view, and I support boxing. Are you really? I mean, maybe these guys, right? Maybe these type of dudes are kind of like newer age fans, right? New age fans who just really just don't get it. Sheep type dudes, right? You can't keep selling people these $35 pay-per-view. So if you charge us $75 for Keith Thurman Barrios, what the hell are you gonna charge for Spence Ugas? Speaking of that shit ain't even been officially announced. When you hear a lot of these guys over there on PBC, they say March or April. Them guys don't even know when they fighting, y'all. And I already did a video on PBC Inactivity, but I'm going to piggyback off that because there's some more. It's the inactivity levels is astronomical, right? It's all the way in outer space how inactive these dudes are. Primed fighters. Guys in their critical years, in their best years, are sitting down, are in the garage with the parking brake on, ain't moving nowhere, ain't doing nothing. You're trying to give us David Benavidez versus David Lemieux for what? Why? Why can't you just give us David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant? Right? Why? David Lemieux? We haven't even seen him in like 3 years. All these rusty boxers. Ain't nobody getting no work. Say what you want about Boo Boo Andre and him not being able to get the names and shit like that. He's been active. At least he's been active. Jamal Charlo, one of the top names, ain't been seeing him. No activity. 2 fights in almost 2 years. Are you kidding me? In his prime. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez fighting 4, 5, 6 times in 2 years. In a year. How could these guys even keep up with that? Right? How could they even keep up? But them trying to charge fans for these pay-per-views and Keith Thurman, good luck selling that pay-per-view, man. Because I think you did a really good job of turning off boxing fans with your behavior. One thing Keith Thurman should have did was kept selling it to the fans that he's going to fight Terrence Crawford. Because I think one of the worst things he could have did going into this fight with Barrios is telling fans he ain't going to fight him now. So that turned off some boxing fans, especially Crawford fans. So who you going to fight now? You going to sit out again for another 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 28 months? We ain't seen Errol Spence in a minute. Right? We ain't even seen the big fish. Of course, he's been having problems with injuries and shit, but Errol Spence is the same guy. I honestly don't believe he is, you guys. I just don't see how that could be possible. I just don't. Yeah, he could be a tough guy, determined and all that, and yeah, he can push through it, but inactivity is the best way to kill a fighter. Not to mention, a lot of these guys not necessarily gym rats. Adrian Broner, where he been at? We know he needs some work. We know he needs to stay active. It's not good, man. Right? Adrian Broner should have been on his comeback tour. Maybe if Adrian Broner signed with Eddie Hearn could have kind of built him back up. You know, let him beat up on some bums, let him get some confidence back, let him find a way to let his hands go. Because everybody that Adrian been fighting since his hands stopped going, they've been pretty tough. Tough matchups for him. He ain't even been able to really get nothing going. Ain't been seeing him. Jerry Hurd, where is he at? Ain't been seeing him. Guess what? When we go see him again, probably won't see him again. He probably don't even know what weight class he fit in. Too many dudes. Too many dudes. I thought PBC was for black fighters. I thought that's what they was for. Shit. They ain't for no black fighters, bro. They just sold out Gary Russell Jr. Say what you want. I don't care about none of that bullshit. I know what happened. I picked Mark Magasayo to win that fight, and I won. Majority decision. Yep, I sure did. I picked Mark to win the fight because I knew what was going to happen. I already knew what was going on. So I picked Mark Magasayo by majority decision, and guess what? I won. I felt Gary actually won the fight, but I knew what was going to happen. I'm just not... Man, it's not looking good for boxing. This is probably one of the worst eras of boxing. Yeah, we had our good moments. We have. I'm not going to say and act like it's all been bad. But this is probably the worst era of boxing. Guess who's holding the reins? Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez holding the reins to this era of boxing. He's doing a horrible job. A horrible job. Al Heyman, he's doing a horrible job. Horrible job for boxing. He may do good for certain fighters at the top of the PBC brass, but as far as boxing as a whole, horrible, absolutely terrible. And the thing is, Al Heyman came into boxing with a fresh start, with a lot of momentum, with a lot of money, with a lot of juice, and he could have really changed the game for better. But guess what? He's not a real boxing guy. He just, they don't care. And now it's all fucked up. I am certain that a lot of those guys over there right now are probably unhappy. They're not working. They sitting on the shelf. Fighters. Guys who probably after so long gotta feel like they need to punch somebody. He's been sitting at the crib, becoming docile, losing their edge, their killer instinct is waning away because they just been sitting at home under silk sheets, chilling, not knowing what's next. I'll tell you what's next is upcoming pay-per-view with Keith Thurman for $75. They expect box fans to drop the $75 ticket for that. Then they go try to shame us for not doing it. They go try to shame us for speaking out against it. And then you got fans who will try to shame you as well. No, shame on you. Hop on over here on this side so we can get the best out of the sport. Because the shit that we've been doing ain't working. There's no reason why we shouldn't be getting Spence and Crawford in 2022. There's no reason why. No reason. I don't want to hear nothing about no economics, none of that punk ass shit. I don't want to hear it. Don't come on here talking about no business and shit either. Ain't no more business in 2022. It's about the fights. And we ain't getting them. They selling us bullshit. See, the reason why I don't go so hard on Eddie and Bob, for one, I expect bullshit from them. For two, we see them. We know what we're getting from those guys. They do good. Sometimes they do bad. It is what it is with them motherfuckers. Not to mention, we don't got to pay much to watch those fights that those guys push out. ESPN Plus is a very affordable $6.99. The Zone is, however much the Zone is, I don't got the Zone. But it's cheaper than paying $75 a month for pay-per-view. It's cheaper than that. And at least with ESPN Plus, you get a plethora of content just other than boxing. So they ain't got documentaries and, it got some pretty good shit on there. But people don't want to buy ESPN Plus. Why? Because Bob Arum and Top Rank is associated with it. I like ESPN Plus because I like ESPN. It has UFC and all types of other shit on there. Documentaries and stuff from back in the day. Basketball, all types of stuff. It's worth the price. I'll be lying to you if I said it wasn't. It is worth it. I have no problem paying for ESPN Plus. It's a very affordable. It's cheaper than Netflix and shit. right? Of course, you still got to pay for pay-per-views whenever they have those on there. But in boxing, that's rare. UFC, you see pay-per-views all the fucking time, but that's a different thing. But $75 to see Keith Thurman Barrios? And then he said you paid $80 for groceries. Yeah, motherfuckers, we got to eat. We don't got to see you fight, nigga. A Mario Barrios? Dudes coming off a loss, a loser's bracket, a loser's card. All these guys coming off losses on that card. How dare they think we stupid? Are you stupid? You just give your money away, won't you? You don't even care if it's a piss poor product. You just want us to support black. And that's how they fucking getting us, man. That's how they get us every time. Yeah, I'm talking to my brothers now. That's how they get us every time. They use the blackness and we go automatically support. But they just showed us. They don't give a fuck. Bro, what they did to Gary Russell Jr. was obvious. What they willing to offer Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford is telling. Okay? When you look at these pay-per-view cards with Tank Davis and Keith Thurman, look at everybody else that's on the card. Where's all these other fighters? Bunny Easter, Jarrett Hurd, Erickson Lubin, guys that had some momentum. They looked good the last time we saw them, but we haven't been seeing them. Where they at? So many other guys, right? So many other guys. Not even just the black fighters. There's other guys who's been really sitting down. Hell, a lot of these guys on this card probably been on the shelf. Sitting down. Errol Spence, sitting down. So many guys. The Bronze Bomber ain't even been fighting that much no more. Right? Just what are they really giving us? Right? And in boxing as a whole, what are they really giving us? What are they really giving us? Certain fighters seem to want to fight. Other fighters, boxing fans got to be on the same page, y'all. I'm sorry. That's the only way I see this shit really making a big change if the boxing fans get on the same page. Boxing fans got to unite under one cause, and that's for the best to fight the best, and we not buying bullshit. That should be the stance of all boxing fans. But nah, that's never going to be that. It's damn near taboo for me to be on here speaking like I'm speaking now because you got some dudes out there that's co-signing with the businessmen of boxing. And the businessmen of boxing is what's really holding the sport back. It ain't the fans. You give the people what they want, they gonna support it. But as you seen from even Jake Paul, 65,000 pay-per-view buys. Come on, man. Nobody's buying this shit, man. Nobody's buying this shit. Tank Davis, nobody's buying his shit. Terrence Crawford outsold all these people. And he's a guy they say they can't draw. Pay-per-view after pay-per-view. It got so bad, now the fans paying the fighters. What happened to that $900 million that Al Heyman had? What happened to all that money? $900 million. What happened? What happened? What happened to all that money? Why Floyd Mayweather still got to fight? There's so many questions. Why Floyd Mayweather still out here fighting, y'all? Why TBE, one of the biggest earners in sports history, right? Why is he still out here fighting? It can't be because he wants to at 40, almost 45 years old. It can't be because he wants to, right? It just can't be. He's the only guy over there that can really generate, man. So now he got to fucking put his boots back on, lace up his gloves and shit to cover the fucking losses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not acting like I know everything that's going on, but hey, one would assume TBE should not be fighting anymore. He should be full-time promoter, promoting the young talent and the up-and-coming fighters in the sport. Instead, he's about to be fighting a dude named Money Kicks on a fucking helipad in the UAE. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And look, man, why are these, another thing too, and I don't care if you don't like the video and I don't care, man, it's the truth, bro. But answer this, why is all these young talents signing to Bob Arum? Why do guys sign to Bob? Why do people sign to the Snake? Keyshawn Davis, all this talent, Xander, the Puerto Rican guy, Xander dude, and all these guys, this young talent, all the young, promising young guys are signing to the top rank. Why? I'll tell you why, because there's certainty there. There's certainty. They guarantee to get some dates. They guarantee to get some fights. That's why. Look, I mean, Nico Ali Walsh is fighting again, right? And this is for the young guys in the sport, upcoming type guys. Shakur Stevenson almost got 20 fights already. He almost got 20 fights. He's been pretty consistently active. We've been seeing quite a bit of Shakur. Big Baby Anderson, we've been seeing a shit ton of him. And the way I gauge things like this is I ask my OG, who's a casual fan. She knows who these guys are. Why? Because she sees them. She know who Danny Garcia is. Why? Because she used to see him on TV. That's like her favorite fighter, Danny Garcia. She used to see him on TV. So she got to know who he is and she became a fan. You got to be able to see these guys. They got to be accessible. And when you put a $75 price tag on it, it's not as appealing. It's like, do I want to pay for this? Will I even be woke to the end? Keith Thurman, boy, I swear that little sales pitch he had. Oh, well, you pay $80 for groceries and $40 for water in your refrigerator. Even a pack of gum isn't 25 cents anymore. Bro, but how does this justify two dudes coming off losses that we haven't seen? How long it's been since we've seen Barrios? Since the Tank fight. How long ago was that? It's got to be at least 14 months, right? It's got to be at least a year, right? Keith Thurman going on 3 years since July 2019. It's like almost like 20 something months. Like it's been almost 3 years. I'm gonna just say round it off to 3 years, bro. Keith Thurman fought, I want to say, since 2015 to now. Man, hey, he should at least have Keith Thurman should be close to 40 fights. Right? Terrence Crawford got almost 40 fights on these dudes, bro. They playing, like I said before, they playing catch up with Bud. Bud got almost 40 fucking fights, man. These dudes barely get cracking 30, dude. And they been in the game just as long as Bud. And they barely pushing 30 fights. Why? Because they sit on the shelf. And the best way to kill a fighter is inactivity. It's got to be really stressful for those fighters, man. I feel like a lot of the fighters on PBC, and the reason why I'm talking about PBC is because it's always been a mystery. But now I think a lot of the things is coming to light. Now a lot of this stuff is coming to the light. I don't think a lot of fighters over there is happy. There's just no way they could possibly be happy. Even if you are getting allowances and stipends and stuff like that behind the scenes, the main reason you're doing a sport, of course, could be for some money for some and other things for others, but it's the fight, bro. It's the fight. Adrian Broner should have been fighting once every fucking 3 months. Bums just to get back. Guess what? We haven't seen him since the Giovanni Santiago fight. Giovanni Santiago fought again before Broner did. How is that possible? How is these guys not staying active? Is it because they want too much money? Right? Is it because Al Heyman spoiled him early on, gave him too much too early? right? And to the point now where they don't have the money to cover these guys. So now the fans got to pay for this shit. $40 for Luis Ortiz and Charles Martin. Did like 15,000 buys or some shit. Right? Probably did like 15,000 buys. Them guys know that fans ain't buying this stuff, man. These guys know fans ain't buying this stuff. But this video been longer than I thought. I'm just rambling here. I'm ranting. Look, man, in order for boxing to really make a big change, I think the fans, like I said before, fans got to be on the same page. The best fight the best, and we not going to settle for bullshit. Because for years, they've been selling us bullshit. And I say selling us because PBC, the main ones, have been selling us bullshit recently. They went from free boxing to paying for everything. Month after month after month. Pay-per-view, pay-per-view, pay-per-view. Then they get mad because people ain't buying it because the number's low. Don't get mad at us. Give us what we want. That's all you got to do. Don't get mad at us. Give us what we want. But Keith Thurman and Mario Barrios, when you look at that card, and some fans may say, oh, it's a great card, but other fans is like, man. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.